Welcome back in Tec Dev Studio, and this is going to be a quick tutorial. And this quick tutorial will be going to learn how you can basically set up a driving vehicle system in Unreal Engine 5 with 5.2. So this is my character. We are going to make something like this, that we are near of that vehicle and we can basically drive this vehicle. So let's make that. So this is the vehicle from the matrix, and I already get that in here. So let me just first change this name, BP car. So this is going to be my BP car, and now instead of that they already did some preset code, but I'm going to remove that because we are going to do from scratch. So I just remove this once, and now as you can see, this is a simple vehicle, nothing have. Even the door has been locked also. I forget that this is a matrix. I suppose this is kind of like, if you say, it can be, what is it, just you can open the doors and the stuff, but yeah, in this vehicle it's not possible. However, now let's go to in the event graph, and the first thing what we need is we need to give a collisions, that with that collisions it can be verified that we are near of that vehicle. So just select our mesh, and at here we are going to add a box collision. Even if you want, you can add a shipper collision, there's a no issue, and even if you want, you can add some other collisions too, there's a no issue, but I'm just going to add this one. Okay, perfect. This collision is going to be help us to verify our character. So instead of that, in the event begin play, I'm going to call our character, that is cast to Tonmoy BP, because my character name is Tonmoy. Okay, that is my co-name, and instead of that I need to basically send my vehicle reference in my character, so I'm able to call that function from my player. So at here what I'm going to do, at the variable list I'm going to create a car ref. So car ref, at the car ref we are going to what I need is now simply create a car BP. Okay, now we already had the collisions, and now what I'm going to do, at here on the car ref I'm going to call this car ref BP, that is BP car. So this is basically our character, and this is the object reference, and now compile and save. Once we have this car ref, now we are able to use this thing, and if this class or this actor class have any type of call function, we can call that. Okay, so let's create a call function at here, that is custom event. Even you can use the function also, there's no issue. So I'm giving it name that entry or enter in vehicle. So instead of this vehicle, what will be happen this, we need to do some couple of things we need to change. The first thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to open their reference, this car, maybe I'm using this one, I guess. No, maybe 6. What is the vehicle number? Yeah, this one. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove some first player the map context key, and whenever basically player try to enter in this vehicle. So what I'm going to do will be simply cast to controller. So cast to player controller. So you can search the player controller, because you know that in Unreal Engine new version everywhere using the basically the new enhanced input system. So the object is basically get player controller. So this is basically the thing, and then from the player controller we are getting that the player control. Now what I'm going to do, from that we're going to call that enhance input system. Okay, so enhance player subsystem, and from that we are going to remove the map context. Okay, and like this map context, and the map context will be our player one, so that is our DMC player inputs. Okay, so if I open our Tonmoy BP, and you'll be see that there's a using a player context, that is this one, the default this one. So I'm going to add with player, so it will be more easy for me to understand. Okay, great. Now we are first in, whenever we try to drive the vehicle, first we will be remove that thing, and once we add this thing, then we are going to assign our new inputs key at here. So from that add map context, so map context. So once it's removed this the old one, then it will be assign our new one. So our new one will be the vehicle one. So for using the vehicle one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a vehicle template, that is Unreal Engine third person vehicle template. So this third person vehicle template have basically a inputs controls also. So if I go to this one, IMCDN, so I'm going to rename it to vehicle, VEHICL, vehicle. So at the vehicle, I'm going to choose this add here. So now we are able to use the this vehicle input system. So let's simply double click and open this. And now what I'm going to do, we already assigned that, okay, what we need to do. And once this thing done, now we'll be going to, what you do, we'll get player controller, because we want to get this control of this vehicle. So then we'll be search that process, and what will be do in the process section, we'll be going to process our own character. So get self reference, and then we are going to add, and then also we are going to do one more thing. At here we are going to get our player data. So create a simple variable, that is our player reference. So player ref, because we want to unprocess our player, so we are going to call our tonmybp. So tonmybp, and we are going to get the object reference. And now from the object reference we can call that, and we can set that unpossess. Okay, unpossess, unpossess. If it's not coming, you can remove this one and you find this option unpossess. So also you can do one more thing, you can search from here that unpossess. Let me search first possess, and here is basically the unpossessed one. So the targeted character will be basically the unpossessed by here default. So what I'm going to do, we need to call that at here. The first it will be unpossessed this thing, then it will be to the that stuff, so there will be no issue. So now what I'm going to do, because we set up that, okay, it is going to be process, it's going to set up that, and what are we going to do, it will be going to choose our vehicle one. And now because we have the vehicle one, so from the what will happen right now, let me copy the all the codes from the, can say from the VP the vehicle, and as you can see it's calling something, some custom events, so we need to remove that. And this is basically the controller. Okay, so I'm going to remove this camera one, and let's see why is the more issue. So yeah, it's have a issue on the brake lights, so I'm going to remove them, this call function. And at the orientation rotation, that is a event tick, so this is a angle dumping, so I'm going to also remove this because we don't want this one. And last we need this brake light event, I'm going to remove this one and simply connect. Okay, we'll be implement that and we'll be update our vehicle at later. So here's a return value will be C, and also as you can see I didn't add any type of begin play at here because we don't need even anything at here. Okay, it's good. Now we need to simply call that function. So I want that whenever I press a custom event or a F keyboard to drive this vehicle, so if you are near of that, so I'm going to check the validity, that if we are valid, so then what will be happen, we are able to call that function, that is enter in the vehicle. So enter in the vehicle, and I'm going to choose our own self reference at here, and then it will be unprocess our own self, and basically we are able to enter on this way at here. Okay, so it will be remove that, it will be give us these collisions, and we're basically able to control. Let's see, and as you can see it's have still in an error, so let's see why is a. So the self is we need to get player controller. So yeah, now it should be work. Now at here, last thing what we need to do, in whenever it's overlapping the class, we are going to basically the vehicle the car ref. So at the car ref we are basically going to set our this vehicle reference. So our in the future we are able to basically call that thing. So self reference, compile, save. So now if I try to click on play, and if I am go near of that vehicle, and if I click on F, and as you can see it gives us something, but it still have some error. So let's see what is the basically the error. It's removing context, get player, process self, get the player controller, everything should be work. Let me check one more thing. Let me first unprocess this thing, let me for it just a second. Yeah, there's a just only issue in unprocessed, so we need to fix that. And as you can see, otherwise the everything is pretty much working. Okay, so I guess the unprocessed, because once you are pressing unprocessed, it's basically out of control in the system, so I'm going to remove that. And otherwise, as you can see, everything is working. Like if I go at here, so we have this thing, and now we are basically able to drive the vehicle. As you can see, that is quite awesome. And as you can see, there's a one more issue coming, that is the vehicle tire coming looking very bad. So for fixing this thing, what we can do is we can basically go to the edit project settings and search here that blur, and here you find the motion blur. Just disable this thing and now compile and save. And now if you go near of that vehicle and try to drive, and we don't see any type of that blurry stuff, and it will be look great, it will be work great. So yeah, we need to do some more stuff at the car, and otherwise the car is working totally great. And yeah, I hope you understand. In next tutorial we are going to create the light system and other stuff. So thank you so much for watching in this video. See you in next tutorial video.